Hello, dear students. First of all, I welcome you all to my online class. Dear students, today our topic is exercise 7.1 integrals, class 12 mathematics. So, let us start today's topic. Integral is the first chapter of the part 2 textbook of class 12. First of all, introduction. Integrals. Differential calculus is centered on the concept of the derivatives. The original motivation for the derivative was the problem of defining tangent lines to the graphs of the functions and calculating the slope of such lines. Integral calculus is motivated by the problem of defining and calculating the area of the region bounded by the graph of the functions. If a function f is differentiable in an interval I, that is, its derivative f dash exists at each point of I interval, then a natural question arises that given f dash at each point of the given interval I, can we determine the function? The functions that could possibly have given function as a derivative are called antiderivatives or primitive of the function. Further, the formula that gives all these antiderivatives is called the indefinite integrals of the function, and such process of finding antiderivatives is called integration. This way, we have integrals equal to 1 upon derivatives because integrals are antiderivative process. So, if this is the symbol for integration, this is equal to 1 upon d, whereas derivative of any function is equal to d. So integrals are antiderivative process. We know that derivative of x raised to power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. Similarly, derivative of x raised to power n plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 into x raised to power n. So we can write this as derivative of x raised to power n plus 1 upon this n plus 1 is equal to x raised to power n. So this way, if we insert integration sign to both sides, x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 dx is equal to x power n dx. Then what is the result? The result is x raised to power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. This c is called constant of integration. constant of integration. Let us take one more example. We know that derivative of sine of x is equal to cos of x. So now taking integration to both sides, derivative of sine x, its integration, so dx will be there, is equal to cos x dx, because integration and derivative antiderivative process. So we have sin x plus c is equal to integration of cos x dx. That is, finally we have integration of cos of x dx is equal to sin of x plus c. Again, this c is called constant of integration. Constant of integration. Here, consider the function derivative of sin of x plus c is equal to cos x. Derivative of x power 3 upon 3 plus c is equal to x square. Derivative of e raised to power x plus c is equal to e power x. Thus, antiderivatives or integrals of the above cited functions are not unique. Actually, there exist infinitely many antiderivatives of each of these functions, which can be obtained by choosing c arbitrarily from the set of real numbers. For this reason, c is customarily referred to as arbitrary constant. In fact, c is the parameter by varying which one gets different antiderivatives or integrals of the given function. More generally, if there is a function capital F such that derivative of this function is equal to small f of x for every x belonging to I interval, then for any arbitrary real number c, also called constant of integration, we write derivative of capital F of x plus c is equal to f of x such that x belongs to I integral. Now we have some derivatives and integrals, that is antiderivatives formulae. First one, we know that derivative of x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 is equal to x raised to power n. Therefore, because integration is antiderivative process, so integration of right hand side, that is x raised to power n, is equal to left hand side x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c, the constant of integration. Particularly, we note that derivative of x is 1. Therefore, what is the integration of right hand side? That is, what is the integration of 1? Integration of 1 is x plus c. Similarly, what is the derivative of sine of x? This is cos x. So in right hand side, integration of cos of x is sine of x plus c. Similarly, derivative of minus cos of x is sin x. Therefore, the integration of right hand side, that is integration of sine of x, is equal to this minus cos x plus c. Similarly, derivative of tangent of x is equal to secant square x. Therefore, integration of right hand side, that is secant square x. So integration of secant square x dx is equal to this tangent x plus c. Likewise, derivative of minus cotangent of x is equal to cosecant square x. Therefore, integration of right hand side, that is integration of cosecant square x dx is equal to minus cotangent x plus c. Similarly, derivative of secant x is equal to secant x into tangent x. Therefore, integration of right hand side, that is integration of secant x into tangent x, becomes secant of x plus c. Likewise, derivative of minus cosecant x is equal to cosecant x into cotangent x. Therefore, integration of cosecant x into cotangent x will be this minus cosecant x plus c. So everywhere we write c. This c is called the constant of integration. Now we shall discuss the questions of exercise 7.1. The very first, find an antiderivative or integral of the following functions by the method of inspection. The very first question, sine of 2x. So we have the very first question of exercise 7.1. Question number 1, find the integrals by inspection method. The question is integral of sine of 2x. So my dear students, first of all, we know that derivative of cos 2x is equal to minus sine of 2x into 2. Therefore, we can say derivative of taking this minus to left side, minus cos 2x, taking this 2 to left side, divided by 2 is equal to sine of 2x. Therefore, right hand side is sine of 2x. Now taking integration, answer will be this minus cos 2x upon 2 plus c, the constant of integration. Our next question number 2, find the integrals by inspection method. Question is integral of cos of 3x. So again we know that derivative of sine of 3x is equal to cos 3x into 3. Therefore, we can see derivative of sine of 3x dividing this 3 here is equal to cos of 3x. So this way, what we can say, right hand side is cos 3x. So taking integration sign, cos of 3x dx is equal to this left hand side, sine of 3x upon 3 plus c, the constant of integration. Now we have question number 3, find the integrals by inspection method e raised to power 2x. So here, first of all, we know that derivative of e raised to power 2x is equal to e raised to power 2x into 2. Therefore, derivative of e raised to power 2x upon 2 is equal to e raised to power 2x. Therefore, what we can say now, right hand side is e raised to power 2x. Its integration will be this e raised to power 2x upon 2 plus c, the constant of integration. Our next question is question number 4. Find the integrals by inspection method ax plus b whole square. So first of all, we know that derivative of x raised to power 3 is equal to 3x square. Similarly, derivative of ax plus b whole raised to power 3 is equal to 3 into ax plus b whole power 2 into derivative of ax plus b. This is a. So what is the conclusion? Derivative of ax plus b whole power 2 divided by 3a is equal to ax plus b whole square. So what we can say here, integration of right hand side ax plus b whole square is equal to left hand side is ax, this is cube, ax plus b whole raised to power 3 upon 3a plus c, the constant of integration. Next question number 5. Find the integrals by inspection method sin 2x minus 4 times e raised to power 3x dx. So first of all, about this sin 2x, we know that derivative of cos of 2x is equal to minus sin of 2x into 2. That means derivative of minus cos of 2x upon 2 is equal to sin of 2x. This is number 1. Similarly, for this case, derivative of e raised to power 3x is equal to e raised to power 3x into 3. That means derivative of e raised to power 3x upon 3 is equal to e raised to power 3x. Now derivative of multiplying both sides by minus 4, minus 4 e raised to power 3x upon 3 is equal to minus 4 e raised to power 3x. This is number 2. Now combining number 1 and number 2, what we can see, integration of sin 2x from number 1 minus 4 e raised to power 3x dx is equal to, result of number 1 is minus cos 2x upon 2. Result of number 2 is minus 4 upon 3 e raised to power 3x plus c, the constant of integration. Now next we have, from question number 6 onward, find the following integrals in exercises 6 to 20. So the very first question is 4 e raised to power 3x plus 1 dx. Now our question number 6 is integration of 4 into e raised to power 3x plus 1. So how to solve this question now? This can be written as 4 into integration of e raised to power 3x dx plus integration of 1 dx. So this way we have 4 into integration of 3 e raised to power 3x, mean e power 3x divide 3 plus integration of 1 is x plus c, the constant of integration. So this way the final answer is 4 upon 3 e power 3x plus x plus c. Next question number 7, integration x square into 1 minus 1 upon x square dx. So here this is x square into 1 x square into dx minus integration x square into 1 upon x square, this is 1 dx. So we have answer is x power 3 integration x power 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1 minus integration of 1 is x plus c. So this is equal to x plus power 3 upon 3 minus x plus c. Next question number 8, integration ax square plus bx plus c. So we can solve this way. This is equal to integration of ax square dx plus integration of bx dx plus integration of c dx. So this is equal to a outside integration of x square dx plus b outside integration of x dx plus c outside integration of 1 dx. So answer, final answer is a into integration of x square is x raised to power 2 plus 1 3 upon 3 plus b into x raised to power 1 plus 1 x square upon 2 plus c into integration of 1 is x plus c, the constant of integration. Now our next question number 9, integration 2x square plus c raised to power x into dx. So we have, this is equal to integration 2x square dx plus integration e power x dx. So this is equal to 2 into integration of x square, mean x power 3 upon 3 plus e power x integration e power x plus c, the constant of integration. Now we have question number 10. Find the integration of square root of x minus 1 upon square root of x whole square. So What is a minus b whole square? That is equal to square root of x whole square minus 2ab, 2 into square root of x into 1 upon square root x plus 1 upon square root of x whole square, whole integration sign outside dx. So this is equal to integration, this is x minus 2 plus 1 upon x dx. So we can write this is equal to integration of x dx minus 2 into integration of 1 dx plus integration of 1 upon x dx. So this is equal to integration of x is x square upon 2 minus 2x plus 1 upon x, because derivative of log x is 1 upon x. So integration of 1 upon x is log x plus c, the constant of integration. Our next question is question number 11. Find the integration of x power 3 plus 5x square minus 4 whole divided by x square. So this is equal to integration of x power 3 upon x square into dx plus 5 is the constant, so taking outside x square upon x square dx minus again 4 is the constant, 1 upon x square dx. So next we have x cube upon x square x dx plus 5 1 into dx minus 4, 1 upon x square can be written as x raised to power minus 2 dx. So final answer x integration x square upon 2 plus 5 into integration of 1 is x minus 4 into x raised to power minus 2, because integration of x raised to power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. So here also in place of n we have minus 2 x raised to power minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1 plus c, the constant of integration. So finally we have x square upon 2 plus 5x, this is minus minus plus 4 minus 1, so this is x power minus 1, so 4 upon x plus c is the final answer. Next our question number 12. X power 3 plus 3x plus 4 whole divide square root of x. So we can write this as integration x raised to power 3 upon x raised to power 1 upon 2 dx plus 3 x raised to power 1 upon x raised to power 1 upon 2 plus 4 integration 1 upon x raised to power 1 upon 2 dx. So this is equal to integration x raised to power 3 minus 1 upon 2 dx plus 3 integration x raised to power 1 minus 1 upon 2 dx plus 4 integration x raised to power minus 1 upon 2 dx. So finally we have integration x raised to power 6 minus 1 5 upon 2 dx plus 3 x raised to power 1 by 2 dx plus 4 x raised to power minus 1 by 2 dx. So integrating now using the rule integration of x raised to power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. So this is the rule we are going to follow for every part. Here we have x raised to power 5 upon 2 plus 1 upon 5 upon 2 plus 1 plus 3 times x raised to power 1 by 2 plus 1 upon 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 4 into x raised to power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c. So this is the final answer. Question number 13 is x power 3 minus x square plus x minus 1 whole divide x minus 1. So we can say this way, taking x square common we have x minus 1 plus taking 1 common x minus 1 whole divide x minus 1 into dx. So we have x square plus 1 into x minus 1 upon x minus 1 dx. So this is equal to we x minus 1 cancelled out. We are left with x square plus 1 dx. So final answer is x power 2 integration 3 upon 3 plus 1 integration is x plus c, the constant of integration. Now our next question is integration 1 minus x into square root of x dx. So we can write this as integration square root of x is multiplied with 1. This is square root of x minus x into square root of x into dx. So this is equal to integration x raised to power 1 upon 2 minus x raised to power 1 plus 1 by 2 dx. So this is equal to integration x power 1 by 2 minus x raised to power 3 by 2 dx. So we can solve this way, x power 1 by 2 plus 1 3 by 2 whole divide 3 by 2 minus x raised to power 3 by 2 plus 1 5 by 2 5 by 2 whole divide 5 upon 2 plus c, the constant of integration. Question number 15 is integration square root of x into 3x square plus 2x plus 3. So multiplying this square root of x every terms, this is 3 into x power 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 2 into x raised to power 1 plus this is multiplied, so power is added, plus 3 into x power 1 by 2 dx. So we have 3 x power 5 upon 2 plus 2 integration x power 2 plus 1 3 upon 2 plus 3 integration x power 1 upon 2 dx. So answer is 3 into x power 5 by 2 plus 1 7 upon 2 whole divide 7 upon 2 plus 2 integration x power 3 upon 2 x power 5 upon 2 upon 5 upon 2 plus 3 into x raised to power 1 by 2 plus 1 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 plus c, the constant of integration. Our next question is question number 16. 2x minus 3 cos x plus e raised to power x is equal to 2 into integration of x dx minus 3 constant integration of cos of x dx plus integration of e power x dx. So we have 2 integration of x is x power 2 upon 2 minus 3 integration of cos of x is sin of x plus integration of e power x is e power x plus c. So finally we have x square minus 3 sin x plus e power x plus c. Our next question number 17. 2x square minus 3 sin x plus 5 square root of x. So this is 2 into integration of x square is x power 3 upon 3 minus 3 constant integration of sin x is minus cos of x plus 5 integration of x raised to power 1 by 2 is x power 3 upon 2 upon 3 upon 2 plus c. This can be written as 2 upon 3 x power 3 minus minus plus 3 cos of x plus 5 into 2 10 upon 3 x power 3 upon 2 plus c. Question number 18. We have secant x into secant x plus tangent x. So multiplying this we have secant of x into secant of x secant square x dx plus secant of x into tangent of x into dx. So we have this is the derivative of tangent x. So answer will be tangent of x plus this is the derivative of secant of x. So answer is secant of x plus c is the final answer. Question number 19 is integration secant square x upon cosecant square x. So what is the meaning of secant square x? This means 1 upon cos square x into what is the meaning of cosecant square x? That means 1 upon sin square x dx. So this can be written as integration sin square upon cos square tangent square of x dx. Now because we know that integration of secant square x dx is equal to tangent of x, this is known to us, okay, but we don't know what is the integration of tan square x. So we can use this rule secant square x minus tangent square x is equal to 1. That means from here we can conclude this is equal to secant square x minus 1 dx. Now according to this, integration of secant square x is tangent of x minus integration of 1 is x plus c, the constant of integration. Our next question is question number 20. 2 minus 3 sin x upon cos square x. So this can be written as 2 1 upon cos square of x dx minus 3 sin of x upon cos square of x dx. So again we can write this as 2 into integration secant square of x dx minus 3 into, we can write this as sin of x upon cos of x into 1 upon cos of x, that is equal to tangent of x into secant of x. So we write this as secant x into tangent of x into dx. So finally we have 2 into, this is the derivative of tangent x, so integration of secant square x is tangent of x minus 3, this is the derivative of secant of x, so integration of secant x into tangent x is secant of x plus c. Now we have question number 21 onward. Choose the correct answer in exercises 21 and 22. The antiderivative of square root of x plus 1 upon square root of x equals, this is your homework. Question number 22 is again your homework. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much.